So Don Lemon, supposedly he's gonna go over it. He might have broken the Klan Act, and that got me doing this. Hold up. Okay, so I had to read through this kind of stuff and why it happened in the Klan Act. People were going to voting stations. They were making black people, I guess, not able to vote. They passed one thing, didn't quite work. People were still stopping people. So USS Grant, after one judge brought it up, Morton, he was like, well, we need military. So like almost like a martial law. But the time we got freaking everything, the protection at the booths, basically. But it was all because Ku Klux Klan people forcing themselves doing, bad things. 1 second. I haven't watched this at all, so let's get at this.
CNN anchor Don Lemon has been warned by the Justice Department over allegations he joined a swarm of anti-ICE protesters who burst into a Minnesota church in the middle of Sunday service and accused the pastor of working with ICE.
Our resistance protesters, they're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. What do you think of this?
I mean, this is unacceptable.
That's voter interference. You can't do that. There's plenty of things. Not even that Klan Act thing comes into play. It does, but like, yeah, he's using instead of Klan. Well, the way that Klan Act worked is you have to be disguised. Actually, hold up. So, one of the main things was up here. Voting, black citizens, illegal. Hold on. Okay, it's right here. Which prohibited the groups of people banding together or to go in disguise upon public highways or upon the premises of another. Yeah, hold on. Back to this.
Shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
but listen, we live in there's a Constitution and a First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Yeah. We're here to worship.
I'm really getting sick of the whole freedom of protest thing. You ever write the petition and all that shit? You do have a right to protest, but like, what does protest mean and all that stuff? And then you go, wait, watch. So the legal definition is a formal declaration made. My God, I hate my pronunciation. Made by a person interested or concerned in some act about to be or be done, or already performed, and in relation therefore thereto, whereby he expresses his dissent or disapproval or affirms the act to be done against his will or convictions. The object being generally to save some right which would be lost to his implied assent could be made out, or exonerated himself from responsibility which would attach to him unless he expressly negative his assent to our voluntary participation in the act. Notarial act of being... Hold on, let me read all this to myself. Hold on. Okay, I didn't know that. A notarial act being a formal statement in writing made by a notary under his seal of office at title request of the holder or of a bill or note, in which such bill or note is described, and it is declared that the same was on the certain day presented for payment, acceptance, case B, and that such payment or acceptance was refused, and stating the reason, if any, given for such refusal, whereupon the notary protests against all parties to such instruments and declares that they will be held responsible for all losses and damage assigned to its dishonor. So, when I think of a protest and it being an actual thing, that, not people giving up their brain, like, I'm bitching, I don't feel good. Well, back to Don Lemon fucking up.
To freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
Yeah. We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I said, how did I become the face of it? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America.
Don Lemon has officially achieved the impossible. He is so dumb that he's managed to violate a law written to stop the Ku Klux Klan. Let's talk about it.
I don't know how he fucking did that. Don't get me wrong, what he's doing is it's pretty close.
Here's a quick message from this video sponsor,
Zach.
ZocDoc. Okay, raise your hand if you've been putting off doctor's appointments, dental cleanings, annual checkups, eye exam. Yeah, my hands raised too. When something feels off, I'll Google
why you was in the hospital.
why. Book more that's
Thank you to
back to Sunday,
for sponsoring.
January 18th. We're in St. Paul, Minnesota, and families are gathering at the city's church to worship. Now, enter Don Lemon. He gets together with a group of protesters, and for whatever reason, they conspire to go and protest inside this church. Now, there are a lot of problems with going inside private property to protest, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know we look at the law, then we look at the facts, and then you get to decide how it's going to play out. So first, let me introduce you to 18 U.S.C. Section 241. This is called the KKK Act. Now, this law isn't new. It was passed May 31st, 1870, literally 156 years ago. Now, Congress passed this law specifically to stop the Ku Klux Klan from rioting out in night and terrorizing freed slaves. Now, in the South, you would have a whole bunch of armed white men throw on hoods and go to black churches, kick everybody out, and burn down the building. Sometimes they burn down the building while leaving everyone in the building. So Congress had enough of that and decided to pass this law. Now, what the act does, it makes it a federal crime for two or more people to conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to them by the Constitution. And in this particular case, we're talking about your First Amendment right to exercise your religious preference. So, simply put, if you get together with a whole bunch of people and go to a church to interrupt their religious services, you are committing a federal crime and can serve up to 10 years in prison. Now, for you to be convicted of this crime,
didn't that kid Tyler, that video I made the other day, violate that? And so did the other, places of worship I fall into this. So, was he harassing, I don't like Jews, but, was he harassing them over at the synagogues the other day, technically? Because, like I said, you can't just walk into a place of worship and just start, asking people questions. That's not a thing you could do. And I didn't realize there's laws that protect.
Four elements the government has to prove. It has to prove, number one, a conspiracy, an agreement between two or more persons to do this thing. Next, they got to show that you had the specific intent to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate. The victims have to be a person within the United States, and the right has to be something that's constitutionally protected, like your freedom of religion. So let's go through the elements. Is there a conspiracy, an agreement between two or more persons? Here's what Don Lemon says.
So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up, and it's Takima Armstrong. And she has been...
Well, fuck, dude. I have to go give my nieces a ride in a minute.
It's called planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. Flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, I can't tell you where they're going.
So it seems like there's a clear agreement between two or more people.
Does anyone remember when he used to pretend to be straight, before he openly was gay? Or he was conservative man too.
What they're going to do, how they're going to do it, where to meet up, and where they are going. So Don Lemon knows where they're going, what they're about to do, and how they're about to do it, right? They're going to confront some people. Don Lemon then admits more of the conspiracy.
They're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is a secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen, but you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. There are for this reason, for this reason.
How can you be so monotone and shit? I don't know, man. See how I always talk? I had him. Hey guys,
It may look like MAGA coded, but there's a reason they have so many white people here. I'm just going to be honest. It's because of the operation that they're doing today. It's important to have allies, as they said, white allies here. So that is what I could say. I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here. But there we go. Everybody's ready to go.
So it seems like we got 2 or more people in a conspiracy to do something. So next we're talking about specific intent. Does Don Lemon have any evidence that there's any specific intent to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate whoever they're going to go and confront?
Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come.
Don't expect us to come. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, sir. Right on, right. Dude, what the fuck, dude? Where do they find these people? That's what it is. They're not real people. They're actors. Here, black people, here is your beacon of light.
There, and then we disrupt business as usual.
So now
we disrupt business as usual. Because we uppity up in this bitch.
Very clear that wherever they're going there to disrupt. Which to me sounds like injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate.
I didn't mention in the beginning, but Nate, the lawyer, pretty good, solid channel for a lot of stuff. He goes over some stuff
disrupt. So I think we have our first 2 elements pretty clear here. We have a conspiracy in agreement between 2 or more people, and we...
Okay, I had to choke my nuts off. I'm not putting on camera anymore.
Have the specific intent to disrupt, which to me sounds like injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate someone. But now we get to find out where they're going to disrupt.
Okay, so we are here. Now, do you think if you just have it, I think maybe if you just have it on the church, but if they see me, they're gonna know. No?
It just depends.
What?
So why don't they put a little cartoon mustache on him so he can twirl it?
I'm not naming the location, but I mean, I'm just wondering if you see me.
I mean,
the folks inside see me.
Are the congregants really on live instead of in service right now?
No, but they'll be like, "Why is Don Lemon here?"
Sunday morning church.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see.
They'll be like, he's. Well, what else? It's Sunday, and we already said the church.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you said it.
No, I didn't.
No,
I did not.
So now we know they're at a church, and in that church are a whole bunch of U.S. citizens. So that satisfies element 3, where we're talking about the victim is a person in the United States or its territories. But now the right. What right are they about to violate? Well, Don Lemon makes it very clear that they're about to interrupt these people exercising their First Amendment right to worship the way they want.
That thing went over. Like I said, protected speech. Picture if they were having protests right now, and another group they always they did it during BLM. The same idea of that. Why didn't anyone get charged with that then? Whoa, I'm just thinking about that now. Why didn't anyone get charged during BLM these charges? That's some food for thought.
They're in the middle of the church. During the beginning of the church service, the pastor was speaking, and Nikema stood up and said her piece, and then the protesters surrounded her. But this is a clandestine mission. I think they found out according to them, this is according to Operation Pull Up, that one of the pastors here is a member of ICE, and so.
At least, I don't know. I hope no one gets violated inside the church. That's not cool. That I don't like.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me show you. Okay.
Now, to make it absolutely clear, Don Lemon talks to the pastor to confirm that what they were doing was exercising their freedom of religion because they were there to worship Jesus, and they are now being intimidated.
Here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me, though.
We're here to worship Jesus. Yes. That's why we're here.
You're talking to a fucking atheist or the fuck Satanist over here, dude. Like, all the same. Like, fuck. Like, you think he's gonna care? Yeah, he's getting off on, like, screwing around with your little religious practice going on right now. It's fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, that's why we're here. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to...
Like I said, going into a church and filming like this during a congregation thing going on, like actual service, is illegal and it violates this act. I've seen a lot of videos in the last few years that violate this act, that means, and no one's gotten in trouble.
To them as a
no
Christian.
one is willing to talk.
Okay.
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked if you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to...
The nicest word to say, get the fuck
We're
out.
here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship.
My fucking ass, you homo.
We're here to worship. Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Now,
No pun
to even
intended.
make it more clear that people in that church were intimidated, here is Don Lemon's account of people crying in the corner.
And there are people here who are... I'm looking at a young man who's in the corner. He's frightened. He's scared. He's crying. People are leaving church.
Is it mostly white women? It's mostly a bunch of people who are like against religion. These are pieces of shit. It's a bunch of liberal white people too. Fucking dude. They have like a black woman who's like fucking catfishing them all to do it.
All these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. You're living real life, nice lives with your lattes, doing absolutely nothing for your Latino and Somali
this
brothers.
dude needs to get off the SSRIs. Like, I'm a spazoid, but like, dude, leave fucking... I never direct anything towards anyone. This is so waste of energy. Everything the Bible preaches against. Like, this is
and sisters, you come here to a man wearing a suit is a preacher? Did Jesus wear a suit? Did Jesus profit off the words? No! Jesus would dine with immigrants. You do not touch me. Touch me again and see what happens. Hey, you can't. You are a fake Christian.
You're in a private place. You can't film any of these people. I hope everybody sues him for being on camera. And then he goes penniless, and then he has to garnish his wages.
Why are you not standing with your Somali and
I
Latino
don't
communities?
believe in protesting these days. Like, yeah, you could stand up for your rights, but they changed the P word to protest instead of petition. You want to petition for things. Petitioning gets things done. Like, protesting, it's sloth. You're just laying around doing nothing, pretending to do something. And then you get to be these little martyrs who actually do nothing. Fucking hate it.
Why do I not see you out at Whipple every day protesting this attack on humanity? Where are you? You're sinners. You're pretending to be Christians, but we know you live in...
This is fucked up. This is what demons do. They demon.
Easy life, don't you? A very easy life.
Hey, he's got those like some poku eyes, dude. He's got some mean whites underneath that shit showing up every couple of seconds.
People are starving. Shame.
Now, one thing you have to also understand.
So when you have like way too much stress and shit going on in your life, you get like eyes like this or eyes like this, or really stressed like that. Normal eyes sit like that, but like the Sampoku. I've heard one of which I'm not that. But like he's got those high anxiety fucking schizo eyes going.
If you're saying, "Hey, Don Lemon didn't do anything. He was just there observing. He knew what their intentions were. He helped plan things out."
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this. Even if Don Lemon didn't know that any of that other stuff, like the intimidation, was going to happen, he can still be held criminally liable for his other co-defendants' actions. Like this particular guy.
Yesterday, I went into a church with Nakima Armstrong.
Oh my God, he admitted to his crimes on camera. Oh, you're a fucking idiot.
And I protested these white
Fuck,
supremacists. A pastor.
Bro, shave your face, eyebrows, everything. Take off the hat, change your outfits. That's what I'd be doing. Denied it. You're going to go to jail. And if I get it correctly, it's federal jail you're going to go to for this. This is not worth going to federal
the
jail for.
church
This is
is
so
a
stupid.
An ICE leader in the city? How can you be a pastor and be a ICE agent?
How can you look like Captain Spaulding and also the Gorderman's fisherman? I don't know. Let's ask you.
Fuck them. They want to come after me? How can they live so comfortably while the people from Somalia that are in this country legally, that have citizenship, can't even go to their mosque and pray? How do they deserve?
Huh? Is it what?
Any different?
So, as you heard, the past.
Hey, some people might have like some little screw ups on their paperwork and shit. And they might have to go back because of that, because their parents, when they what the fuck with Dash, like when they came in, didn't sign a birth certificate right or something. Like I've met a few people that are dealing with some shit and they have to get a lawyer and stuff. That's fucking wild. But like, being here for a long time doesn't make it your home. Like your home is where you're born. Like that's a part of how it's been for a long time. I don't know why we're all acting like, oh, I can cross these imaginary lines. They're not imaginary. You just happen to live in a place that's cool that allows you to go in and out. Like most of those border lines that you call invisible are usually guarded by militant troops and shit, or awful thieves. Let's go to like friggin' Somalia and go play Rust. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the ones I've met that actually do things and stuff are productive. Most of the other ones, they're always sitting outside. Like, it's the new Haitians. It's just like, it's all this shit's all fucking, it's been going on for years and we're all just paying attention to it now. It's like, oh, COVID's gone, now the flu's back. Like,
pastor said we're worshiping God, asked them to leave. They refused to leave. So now what do you do? To me, it seems like all four of these elements.
How many psyops are going to run on us? Like I said, there's got to be a crazy one coming at some point. Like 2030's coming around. There's a lot of people bringing back up Dark Winter. I don't want to hear that. That's the last thing I want to hear, because that's when the power goes out and it's winter time. So like, you can't go out to the woods and run, and it makes it easier for shutting shit down. There's a lot of shit to that one. But like,
elements have at least been spoken to, but it's going to be up to you to determine if they've been satisfied beyond a reasonable doubt. So now, with all four elements seemingly satisfied, the DOJ says, we're going to be coming after you. Here is the Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division of the United States of America.
Can we just point out that guy right there? This dude who was in videos
Here
a lot?
is the...
I don't believe he's not a Fed. He is a Fed all day, ever since he came out with his gay Jimmy Neutron haircut. Like, he's got it shorted out because probably people told him, do the lineup. Stop doing that weird, like, Ashkenaz thing you're doing. Like, everything, I think his name's Benny. Like, that's why like, a lot of conservatives, they have him on once in a while, but like, he's never really on. I think a lot of people realize, like, he's a Fed. He's totally a Fed. And the way he reports on things is Fed.
Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division of the United States of America, explaining what are the possible charges they intend to bring against Don Lemon and his co-conspirators.
See various crimes that have occurred. Exactly what they are, I'm not going to flag, but the FACE Act has been mentioned as one of the predicates there. In other cases, the Biden DOJ used the Klan Act conspiracy charges tacked on to the FACE Act in the case of protests outside abortion clinics to bring much longer sentences. So there are a number of tools available to us. Who funded this? What else? What other crimes may have occurred? Was there a use of the wires or the mails in preparing for this event? Did anyone cross state lines to do this? All of those are potential predicates for additional federal charges.
Okay, so you...
Federal charges, I was right with that. That's not worth going to jail for. Like, hey, the churches can't protest things. You can't go in the church to protest. Well, especially when it's active. Like,
you guys got to see the irony in this. A law passed to stop the Ku Klux Klan from bothering black people is now going to be employed against BLM.
It's kind of funny because if you've seen all the people in there, though, they're all white. They keep trying to say, he even tried to do it. There was one black person besides Don Lemon, and then like, well, the few in the parking lot, and the rest were all white people inside that church that were protesting and complaining.
And Don Lemon. But my question to you,
so
you know the elements?
What are the optics on that?
You've seen the evidence. Do you think Don Lemon has a problem? Now, if I was Don Lemon, I would be getting all my ducks in a row because it seems like they may be coming after me because he's documented everything. Now, with that being said, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do it like great YouTube. They may be coming after me because he's documented everything. Now, with that being said, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do it like great YouTube stuff. And the height...
Have a good day, y'all. I'm going to make another video probably later on, but I'm going to do a bunch of shit in the meantime.